Thanks for sticking around, guys. I apologize. A whole lot of stuff going on downstairs, but really, let me start with thanking our students. That was special. Warm-ups. They were out there and they were getting after it early, and our fans, same thing. I mean, that's a legitimate Big Ten home field advantage. That's what that was tonight. At times you couldn't hear yourself think, and believe me, that has an effect. So I want to throw a big, huge thank you to them, and I want a big, huge thank you to our team. I thought the players, disciplined, tough football team. Not our best showing, not our best execution. Some of that has to do with how good Washington is. I think a lot of it has to do with how good Washington is. But find a way to win. That's what these kids did, and they kept chopping, they kept fighting, right down to the last play. And you look at it. How did the game get decided? Probably third down in the red zone. That's where the big difference was. And then ultimately 0 turnovers, right? We're undefeated when we don't turn the ball over. That's what we do. So if we can do that, we got a pretty good chance of winning the game. Like I said, really proud of our guys and try to answer any questions.
Just what's kind of your overall assessment of the way that Ethan played and then the offense overall?
I thought Ethan played really well. Now, again, it was nuts out there tonight. I mean, there was a lot of things to fix and a lot of things going on. But I thought Ethan was a cool customer out there, and delivered some really good balls. That is a yoked up front. I mean, they are physical, and hats off to Steven and his staff. I mean, they gave us a lot of problems, blitzing, running through linebackers, playing different fronts, mixing it up. I thought they did a good job, but the offense and Coach Shiraka, they found a way to score enough. So that was really big. And Kyle and Sam, I mean, what a nice 1-2 punch they are, right? I mean, I think it was close to 180 yards rushing, 2 TDs combined, and that's what this team is about. It's about us. I love watching that.
Now, you've talked about dreaming about being in the Big Ten way back in your first stint. National television, national runner-up. Is this kind of the picture you had in your head?
Yeah, one of them. Yeah. I had a lot of pictures in my head. Yeah. Some would call me nuts. But you could feel it in that stadium tonight. That's what Big Ten football is, and that's what I want for New Jersey. That's what I've always wanted for New Jersey, is to have that in our state. And I grew up here. I played in this state high school football, and it was always somewhere else, right? I want it to be. Not every kid's going to stay, nor do we want every kid. But I want there to be a place that New Jerseyans can be proud of. And, when I say that, I mean New York and, everybody that's right next to us. So tonight was a good step, but that's all it is. It's one win. It's an exciting one, good one we found a way to get, but it's one.
Coach, just piggybacking on that, on Kyle, could you just explain how he's so patient getting to the hole? He doesn't overrun it. On the second level, he just turned it up with a jump cut. He's just so physical on that second level.
Yeah, he's got unique abilities for sure. He's worked very hard to hone those abilities. That's not learning to become a patient runner is not easy. You see daylight, you want to just go. But the reality is that closes, and he's learned how to know where that, and tonight it closed in all areas a bunch. They are strong, and they two-gap things, and they lock you out. And I mean, there's some big men, and our offensive line just kept battling, and that's what I loved. So we got some tough guys.
We talk about the impact of the crowd. Was there a moment, though, where you thought the crowd specifically, all right, that it impacted the game in a way when you were down there, that you recognized it as it was happening?
I think that last kick, maybe. Right? I mean, that was a little bit of a pressure situation with, I just said, well, here we go, baby. You're talking about, really, as a coach, what you're talking about is overtime. All right, what do we got, you know? Yeah, that was good.
Coach, can you just talk about Ian Strong's impact on the game tonight and his highlight reel touchdown catch in the second quarter?
Yeah, Ian's going to be a real good player here. And I say gonna be. He's already doing things. You know, you watched last week's play and then this week, but he's just scratching the surface. And the neat thing about Ian is he's so smart, really smart, and really focused young man. So I can't wait to see where he can take this thing. And his understudy, his high school teammate, wasn't too shabby either, right?
There were a lot of comparisons throughout the week about the other big games that you've participated in here before, 1.0. Was it a little bit more down to business tonight? It seemed like the celebration maybe was a little bit more muted, and this is just kind of what's to be expected now?
I don't know if it's to be expected, but it's early, and we're figuring out who we are, right? Like, I'm a big believer, no matter what, you really don't know who your team is till week 3 or 4. And then you start making adjustments with your team. And it's usually about mid-season when you kind of lock your team in. And you know, that's if everything stays as is. You get some injuries, that changes it. So I think I got a pretty good feel on our team now. And now we got to figure out how, you know, see what the injuries are from this game and then figure out. We have a lot of things to improve on from tonight that I didn't even watch the tape yet, and I know that. So, but I love doing it from the win column, and I know it's coach speak, but you know, 1-0 in the Washington season makes it a lot easier to get up early and watch that tape and do all those things.
Just your team's ability to capitalize on some key opportunities, capitalize on some mistakes that they made. I guess what does that say about the maturity of your team and kind of where they are right now in their growth?
Yeah, I think, you know, when I started out, I said we're a disciplined, tough football team, and it takes a little while to develop into that, right? Because it's over time. You know, nothing. Unfortunately, there's no speed it up unless you just got unbelievable talent, better than everybody else, which that's not us. So all those little things add up. Now, we have some really special players, don't get me wrong. But for instant winning, you got to have great players at almost darn near every position. And our guys, I told them, they work so hard at things that I don't even know if other programs think about because we have to. But, you know, it showed up tonight, so I was happy for them because sometimes you do all that and it doesn't show up. Right? I say there's no guarantees, fellas, but I sure am glad when it does for them. So,
Greg, defense gave up a lot of yards but made some big plays when they needed to. Talk about that kind of bend but don't break mentality they had.
Yeah, you know what? I'd be lying if I said, oh, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to bend but don't break, you know. We got to get better. We have to improve defensively. I didn't think we tackled well enough tonight. Now, truth be told, that running back is something else now. But, like, there were some other guys we didn't tackle, too. If it was just him, I could understand, right? I mean, because they're saying the same thing about Kyle. And those were 2 really good backs on the field tonight. And then you throw Sam Brown in the mix, you know. But we made plays when we had to. We made stops when we had to. And that, to me, shows a bunch of guys that can stay in the moment and chop the moment, right, and not get – you know, I always talk to them about if you start worrying about the result, that's when you get in trouble. That's when anxiety and worry, you know, just stay right here and do it. And it's liberating to be able to lose yourself in the moment. There was a lot of moments tonight, you know, so they found a way.
Say, Coach, you know, they say numbers don't lie, but when you define this game, the team had 521 yards, but you guys had 2 for 12 for 30-down conversions. That says a lot what this team is about. Maybe numbers do lie sometimes.
Well, you know, I think the game came down to they were 2 for 12, we were 7 for 15. They were 2 for 5 in the red zone, we were 2 for 2. And that's really what it boils down to because they didn't turn it over and we didn't turn it over. It's one of those games that, I mean, you know, but like I said, really proud of the way they fought from start to finish. I mean, it wasn't easy right from the jump. It was a battle from the jump. And that game took a while. So that took a lot of focus and concentration for an extended period of time. I don't know many 18 to 22-year-olds that can concentrate on anything for 4 hours, and those kids did. So I was really, really proud of them.
2 straight wins, 3 points, down to the wire. Has this team showed you championship medal, signs of a special season, whatever you want to call it, just something there?
Yeah, I don't know yet about that. I don't know where. You know, someone told me that the Miami Virginia Tech game was like a nail biter too. So, you know, I thought Virginia. I know you guys probably thought I was doing the coach soap up the other team, but I really thought they have a really good team. They got a lot of NFL players. When I look at teams, I just look, they got NFL players. That team's got NFL players. So does our team. And when you have a good college team, you usually have NFL players on it. So I think we do. Yeah, I'm glad we can, you know, we got a little day here. The kids get a little day to just relax a little bit. That was tough. The Virginia Tech game was a physical game. Got back home around midnight, and I asked them to just get to bed. We got a short week, and it was real. I should point this out. I'm really proud of our coaches because they worked incredibly hard to get the game plan done for Monday morning, and then install it. You know, not a lot of sleep around this building. I think everybody caught up at the end of the week, but at the beginning of the week it was kind of a rough-looking group. But and then the players worked real hard to implement the plan in a short week. So, again, my hat's off to our coaching staff. And again, I'll end the way I started. I really thank our fans. We've kind of set the bar now. This is what we need to do at SHI Stadium. We need to make it a home field advantage. So we won't be here next week, but the following week we will, and we need it. So they definitely helped push that win over the finish line. So I want to say thank you again to them. Thanks, guys.